What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Link Light here with another episode of 4D Love of Pokemon, where we cover the artwork of Pokemon cards and the artists that create that amazing artwork. On today's episode, we're going to continue with the 2003 SKYRIDGE set, and we're going to be covering my top 10 rare artworks. The first artwork that we're going to be covering is this Vaporeon. I added this Vaporeon to my list because I really love how Vaporeon is coming out the water like a mermaid. We have the beach in the background with the sand. Just an overall great artwork. The artist who was credited with giving us such an incredible Vaporeon artwork is none other than Nayo Kimura. Again, the artist's name is Nayo Kimura. Again, appreciate such an elegant artwork. Now, for many people, when they think of the SKYRIDGE set, they definitely think of this Umbreon artwork. It is such a timeless Umbreon artwork. You have Umbreon looking at you. You have the moon in the background. It's chilling in the grass. Such an incredible artwork. And I'm sure watching this, you're just thinking to yourself, wow, that artwork is so amazing. The artist who was credited with giving us such an incredible artwork is none other than Atasuku Nishida. Again, the artist's name is Asaku Nishida. I said that better the second time, but just appreciate this artwork. Let me know in the comments, what would you rate this artwork on a scale of 1 through 10? Originally, when I made this list, this artwork of Raikou, I was really iffy of it, but once I kind of went through the list, I decided to add it to my top 10. The artist who was credited with giving us this Raikou artwork is none other than Mitsuhiro Arita. When I started looking at this card a little more, I liked the artwork, the style of it. I liked the lightning that was coming from Raikou in the background, in the clouds, in the sky. So I decided to add it to today's episode. What do you guys think of this artwork of this Raikou illustrated by Arita? Now, if we're talking about my personal favorite artwork in this set, this Poliwrath may be the one. I really love how Poliwrath is just chilling. You have the moon in the background. You have Poliwrath just sitting on the mountaintop. You even have a bird in the background. It is such an incredible artwork, and it is just a vibe on a weekend night, just chilling. Really love the vibe of this artwork. The artist who was credited with giving us this artwork is Nayo Kimura. Again, the artist's name is Nayo Kimura. Thank you so much for giving such an incredible artwork. This is definitely my favorite artwork in this set. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Ayu Kasube is such an incredible artist, and this Arcanine really displays that Kasube style. You have Arcanine with the wind in its face. Definitely how I feel after I get a fresh cut on a Saturday. But nonetheless, look at this incredible artwork of Arcanine just in the wind and its fur, just looking fantastic. Is it me, or there's a sandstorm going on in this artwork? Maybe that's where the wind is coming from. Let me know where the wind is coming from in this artwork. Next up, we have this Flareon artwork. And the background really gave it for me. It is a very simple style, but I really love how Flareon is in the desert. You have the hills in the background. I'm not sure what that is in the front, but nonetheless, I really like the art style of this card. And the artist who was credited with giving us this Flareon artwork is none other than Kyoku Umimoto. Again, the artist's name is Kyoku Umimoto. Thank you so much for giving us such an incredible artwork. Not my favorite, but my second favorite artwork is this Politoed. I really love everything about this Politoed artwork. You have Politoed, looks like it's in the tropics, and if we're relating that to real world, that may be the Amazon, but really love how Politoed is just chilling in its natural environment. The artist who was credited with giving us such an incredible artwork is none other than Asaku Nishida. Again, the artist name is Asaku Nishida. Giving us such an incredible artwork. Let's take one more time to really appreciate this artwork. Let me know on a scale 1 to 10, what do you like this artwork? And I promise you, it's probably got to be an 8 or above. If you look to the left of me, this Mad Carvel artwork looks like Mad Carvel is about to drop the hardest mixtape ever. It is definitely gives me mixtape cover vibes. I really like the artwork. You have the steam coming in the background of Mad Cargo, showing off the heat of how hot this Pokemon is. We have the mountains in the background. The background scenery really does it for me on this card. The artist who was credited with giving us this Mad Cargo artwork is Hajime Kusajima. Again, the artist's name is Hajime Kusajima. Probably the hardest artist's name that I've said on today's episode. Now, when I saw this artwork, I just knew I had to add it on today's episode. This Articuno artwork is just so fly and so icy. I really appreciate the artist's style of this card. This is basically how I feel when I got a fresh cut. I got that cologne on, I'm smelling good, looking good, just feeling super icy. I love that Articuno is flying on the side of the building. I think that because Articuno is so cold, it's making the background cold, or is this in a very cold environment? I'm not really sure. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? But nonetheless, the artist who was credited with giving us this Articuno is none other than Hajime Kusajima. Again, the artist's name is Hajime Kusajima. Thank you so much for giving us such a crispy Articuno artwork. Gengar is the last artwork that we're going to be covering on today's episode. I really love the mischief vibe that the artist was going on with this card. Even though it's daytime, don't get it confused. Gengar will still be up to trouble. I also like in the background, you have the Articuno statue as well as the Zapdos statue. And from what I can tell, the trouble that Gengar is getting into, it probably knocked down the Moltres statue that you cannot see in this Pokemon card. The artist who was credited with giving us this Gengar artwork is none other than Kyoku Umimoto. Again, the artist's name is Kyoku Umimoto, who gave us this very mischief Gengar. Well, there you have it, my top 10 favorite rare artworks from the Pokemon set SKYRIDGE. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.